Mother's Day is hard. When I see people celebrating their mothers, listening, laughing, lingering in their love, my heart feels raw because my mother was taken from me, ripped away from this earth by the hands of my own brother. Wrestling with his own mental illness and demons, one day he snapped and he stabbed her. I can only imagine what it felt like, bleeding and reeling from the shock of receiving death in the hands of her firstborn. Those very same hands that held my smaller ones and brought me home from school. My mother taught him to do that. My mother taught him and us many things: how to be respectful, how to love others, how to go out of your way to serve. And she did all that while she was being slapped by her own husband and being called vile and vulgar names. And even in the midst of all that turmoil, she would point to the name of Jesus Christ, and that was going to become the name and the rock upon which I would stand. I still remember her body being taken away. And in the following days after that, I was in a daze. The eulogy, though Thir.st, was full of hope, but my brother, who's unremorseful, was to be locked away for life. And as a family, we banded together and said we were going to forgive him. What did he know? But it was then that I realized that I had lost her, and it hit me all over again. I remember going up to my uncle and asking him, "Are we orphans now?" And those words that I uttered began an explosion of raw pain that caught me by surprise in whiplash moments where I would cry and I would scream for something that would never belong to me on this side of heaven. And the pouring out of my pain would be met with silence and a pool of tears on the floor. There were many nights walking home with tears pouring down my eyes and me asking, what is the point of it all? Why was I even alive? And those nights I used to hope, God, I hope the night masks the tears from strangers who are walking by. And one of those days when I was pouring out my pain, God met me. And piece by bloodied piece, he pieced my heart again with his own bloodied hands. And he said, for every single person who's been through unspeakable pain, I went through this. I know. And I knew from then on, I was going to rise from the ashes of defeat because his name is victory and his name is overcome, and I was going to overcome with him. And this isn't the end of my story.